There comes a moment in life when the noise fades, when the applause grows hollow, when even our greatest achievements feel strangely empty. And in that silence, a deeper question rises. Why am I here? It's a question that haunts the restless heart, one that no job title, no relationship, no possession can ever fully answer. Because beneath all the roles we play, beneath the masks we wear, there is a truth we cannot ignore. The sense that life must hold a deeper meaning than survival, than chasing fleeting moments of success. This is the ache so many feel today. A quiet, aching drift. The sense of moving but not truly arriving. We try to fill it with distraction, with ambition, with endless striving, yet the emptiness persists. What if the reason you feel lost is because you've been searching in the wrong direction? What if purpose is not something waiting out there, hidden in the world, but something already alive within you, like a compass quietly humming, waiting for you to listen? The truth is, you were not born without direction. Every being carries within them an inner orientation, a pull toward authenticity, alignment, wholeness. It does not shout. It does not demand. It whispers, nudges, and waits for you to turn inward. And here is the revelation. This compass is not only personal. The same intelligence that guides galaxies into spirals and rivers into oceans is the one that stirs in your chest, guiding you toward your unique way of being. Your purpose is not hidden in the distance. It is alive in you, pulsing beneath the noise of daily life. The real question is not what your purpose is, but how you can recognize its call. If you've ever felt that quiet restlessness inside, the sense that something is missing even when your life looks complete on the outside, you are not alone. It is one of the most common experiences of our age, and yet it is also one of the most misunderstood. We are taught from childhood that purpose will be found in achievement. Get the right job, build the right family, earn the right recognition. But so often, when those things arrive, they do not satisfy. Instead, they reveal an emptiness more profound than before, because the myth has crumbled, and we are left asking, if even this does not fill me, what will? This emptiness can feel frightening. It whispers that maybe you are failing at life, that maybe something is broken in you. But what if the opposite is true? What if emptiness is not a flaw to be fixed, but an invitation to go deeper? The ache of purposelessness is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a signal, the soul's way of calling your attention back to what matters. Just as hunger signals the need for food, the hollow ache inside signals the need for meaning. In our modern world, we often mistake distraction for purpose. We fill the ache with busyness, with endless scrolling, with the pursuit of more. But distraction is not nourishment. It only deepens the hunger. The more we run from the emptiness, the larger it grows, and so a paradox emerges. The path to purpose begins not by fleeing emptiness, but by facing it. By allowing yourself to feel the hollow space within, you open the door to what that emptiness is really asking for. Listen closely. The ache is not trying to break you. It is trying to awaken you. It is life itself pressing against the walls of your current existence, urging you to expand, to align, to remember. Just as the seed must crack open for the plant to grow, the feeling of being lost is often the very threshold to discovering your true compass. When you finally stop running and sit with that restlessness, you may notice something subtle. The emptiness is not empty at all. It is full of possibility. It is a clearing, a space where the false has fallen away, and something deeper is waiting to emerge. That is why so many spiritual traditions speak of the dark night of the soul. It is the moment when the external scaffolding collapses, and you are left bare, stripped of illusions. Painful as it may be, it is also the fertile ground where true purpose begins to take root. So, if you feel lost right now, if the ache of emptiness has been haunting you, take heart. You are not failing. You are being called. What you are experiencing is not the absence of purpose, but the very doorway into it. The emptiness is the compass clearing its throat, waiting for you to listen. If emptiness is the signal, then the compass within you is the answer. Deep down, you already carry a sense of direction, not in the form of a career path, a 5-year plan, or a rigid destiny, but as a living orientation toward truth. This compass does not speak in words or formulas. It speaks in feelings, in energy, in the quiet pull of resonance. Think of those moments in life when, without logic, You knew you were on the right path. A conversation that left you lit up from within. A project that felt more like play than work. A sudden intuition that told you yes or no before your mind had time to analyze. These moments are the needle of your inner compass aligning. Science has begun to glimpse this mystery. Studies on coherence show that when heart, brain, and body are in harmony, the nervous system shifts into flow. Decisions feel effortless. Energy replenishes itself. Spiritual traditions describe the same state as Dharma, Tao, or alignment with the soul's path. Different languages, one truth. Purpose reveals itself when you follow the compass of your being. This compass is woven into you. Just as every bird knows how to migrate and every tree knows how to grow toward the sun, you too carry an innate orientation. It is not random. It is the universe expressing itself uniquely through you. The reason many of us feel lost is not because the compass is broken, it is because we've been taught to ignore it. From a young age, we are told to silence intuition, to prioritize logic, to follow maps drawn by others. And so, the compass grows faint, not from lack of power, but from lack of listening. But here is the miracle. No matter how long you've ignored it, the compass is still there. Patient, unwavering, waiting for the moment you remember to turn inward. You will recognize it by its qualities. The compass does not shout, it whispers. It does not push, it pulls. It does not confuse, it clarifies. Its language is resonance. When you are near what aligns with your essence, you feel alive, expansive, whole. When you stray, you feel contracted, restless, fragmented. This is why chasing status or external validation never works. They may dazzle the mind, but they do not satisfy the compass. The compass hungers for alignment, not approval. For truth, not performance. And when you follow it, even in small ways, something extraordinary happens. Life begins to open. Synchronicities appear. Energy flows where once you felt drained. The world itself seems to conspire in your favor, not because it has changed, but because you are now moving with the current instead of against it. This is the secret. Your purpose is not hidden. It is not waiting to be found in some distant future. It is already within you, guiding you through the compass of resonance. The question is not whether it exists. The question is whether you will listen. Once you begin to notice the compass within, you'll realize it has always been speaking. The question is, are you attuned to its language? Purpose does not appear as a single grand revelation. It reveals itself in subtle signals, the quiet patterns of attraction and resistance, the moments of expansion and contraction. Life is constantly communicating, pointing you toward alignment. Think of those times when you felt a magnetic pull toward something, even if it made no sense. A book that fell into your hands at the perfect moment. A chance meeting that shifted your entire perspective. A dream that lingers long after waking, carrying a message your rational mind cannot explain. These are not accidents. They are the compass, speaking through the language of alignment. On the other side, notice the signals of misalignment. The job that drains you no matter how much you achieve. The relationship that dulls your spirit instead of awakening it. The projects that fill your schedule but empty your soul. These are not failures. They are feedback, the compass showing you that you've strayed from your true orientation. Science has its own way of describing this. Psychologists speak of flow states, where time dissolves and action feels effortless. Neuroscience shows that when your work, passions, and values align, the brain releases chemicals of joy, focus, and resilience. Spiritual traditions call this grace, or being carried by the current of the Tao. Different words. One truth, alignment feels like life flowing through you instead of you forcing life to happen. But alignment is not only internal, it ripples outward. When you are aligned, the world responds. Opportunities seem to arrive at the right time. Doors open without you pushing. Synchronicities cluster around you, not because reality has changed, but because you have. You're tuned into the frequency of your own essence, and the universe mirrors it back. Of course, this language requires listening, and listening requires stillness. In a world addicted to speed and noise, stillness can feel like the hardest thing of all. But without it, the signals are drowned out. Imagine holding a compass in your hand while walking through a storm. The needle quivers, the wind howls, and it is almost impossible to see its direction. Only when you pause, steady your hand and quiet the noise does the needle become clear. The same is true of your inner compass. Purpose is revealed not by endless striving, but by presence. This is why practices of silence, reflection, or meditation have endured across traditions. They are not escapes from the world. They are ways of tuning back into the language of alignment. In stillness, you notice the whispers you once ignored. You see the synchronicities that were always there. You feel the difference between what drains you and what gives you life. And slowly, a new way of living emerges, one where every choice becomes a dialogue. One where you are no longer pushing against life, but moving with its current. This is the true language of alignment. Not words, but resonance. Not instructions, but invitation. Not pressure, but flow. When you begin to hear it, you realize that purpose is not far away. It is already woven into every moment, waiting for you to respond. To know you have a compass within is one thing. To live by it is another. This is where many stumble. They feel the whisper, they sense the pull, but fear and conditioning rise up like walls. What if I choose wrong? What if I disappoint others? What if following my compass leads to failure? These questions can keep us trapped in lives that look fine on the surface but feel lifeless within. Yet here is the truth. The compass does not demand grand gestures. It begins with small steps. It asks only that you honor what feels alive and release what feels dead. That you notice the subtle difference between what expands you and what contracts you, and choose accordingly, again and again. Living your compass is not about waiting for certainty. It is about learning to trust resonance more than fear, and when you do, something remarkable happens. The texture of your days changes. Instead of grinding through obligations, you begin to feel carried. Instead of chasing meaning, meaning finds you. Life itself becomes less of a struggle and more of a flow. This is not to say challenges vanish. They do not. But they no longer feel empty. Even hardship becomes infused with meaning because you know you are living in alignment. The obstacles are no longer signs to turn back. They're part of the path itself, shaping and strengthening you as you walk. Think of a river. A river does not avoid rocks. It moves with them, around them, over them, wearing them down until even obstacles become part of its flow. When you live by your compass, you too become like the river, no longer resisting life, but moving with its natural current. And in this flow, you begin to notice something extraordinary. Your life is not just for you. Your alignment ripples outward. A single act of authenticity gives permission for others to do the same. Your resonance inspires resonance. Your courage sparks courage. This is where the cosmic undertone reveals itself most clearly. Because when you live your compass, you are not simply fulfilling a personal purpose, you are participating in the larger unfolding of the universe. You become a thread in the vast tapestry of evolution, the way the cosmos remembers itself through human form. And this is perhaps the greatest secret. Your purpose is not separate from life's purpose. The same current that guides galaxies into spirals flows through your breath, your choices, your being. To live your compass is to let that current move freely, unhindered, expressed uniquely through you. So do not wait for the perfect plan, the clear map, or the guarantee of success. The compass is already within you, pointing the way. All it asks is that you listen and begin to live accordingly. For when you do, purpose is no longer something you search for. It becomes the air you breathe, the ground you walk, the very way you exist in the world. Purpose is not a puzzle to be solved or a prize to be earned. It is the quiet current running through your life, waiting for you to notice. The emptiness you once feared is not your enemy. It is the invitation. The compass you doubted has been with you since the beginning, patiently whispering, guiding, pointing you toward what makes you most alive. And when you learn to listen, you discover something profound. Purpose is not a distant destination. It is the way you walk, the way you love, the way you choose, moment by moment. It is not a single act, but a state of alignment that infuses everything with meaning. Even more, your purpose is never just about you. It is the way the universe flows through your unique being, the way life itself unfolds in your hands and voice and choices. To live your compass is to live as an expression of the infinite. So if you feel lost, remember this: you're not without direction. The compass is within you. Be still, listen, and step forward. Your purpose is already here, alive in you, waiting to be lived.